Happy Tuesday. This is what's trending on your county's news desk. Not exactly breaking news, but another case of someone being pulled over by a police officer who wasn't a law enforcement official. This story, first reported by Channel 13, happened last September when a mechanic was roaming patrolling Waterboro in an unmarked car. You've seen the unmarked cars in Waterboro. It's not out of the ordinary. I mean, you really got to watch yourself in that long 35-mile-an-hour zone through downtown Waterboro. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, on the night of September 12th, York County Sheriff Bill King said a caller said he was pulled over near Waterboro by an unmarked car that flashed blue lights at him. It was then the driver, again not an officer, pulled the car over and lectured the driver for speeding. I know, kind of weird, but legally, it carries about as much weight as a disappointed dad. Turns out it was a mechanic who was authorized to drive the cruiser, but not allowed to actually pull people over. When the mechanic was questioned, he admitted to deputies that he had a bad day, and he pulled someone over. King said, quote, "He was disciplined. At this point, we don't believe it rose to a criminal issue. I think he has certainly learned his lesson," end quote. It's concert announcement season. By the way, we'll have one coming up at 10 a.m., and I think you're really going to like it. However, if you get tickets for it, don't overpay. There are restrictions for that now. Back in September, a new law went into effect here in Maine that prohibits predatory tactics, such as using bots to scoop up seats to resell at huge markups, selling speculative tickets, and hiding mandatory fees. So, a couple of months into this, are they actually complying? Well, apparently not so much. The Office of the Maine Attorney General says it already has received 25 complaints about potential violations of this new law. But what if it happens to you? For example, you paid what you think is a huge markup and it's unreasonable on this concert ticket. Is it illegal? Kinda, but not really. Here's how it breaks down. The Attorney General's office says the new law does not set a price cap for ticket resales in Maine. What it says is that a business can't charge more than 10% of the original ticket price for the services of providing a marketplace for the resale of a ticket. I know that seems like a bunch of legalese, but what it means is the law sets a cap for the reseller service fee, but not on the total price of the ticket itself. If you feel this applies to you, file a complaint with the Attorney General's office. And it's often a compliment when someone calls you a celebrity doppelganger, even if you're more of a poor man's version of the celebrity. But now there's a special slang for that. Gen Zers have been tossing around the new term Choppleganger, instead of doppelganger. It means you look like someone's doppelganger, but it's just a little uglier. It's Choppleganger because the word chopped is now being used to call people or things unattractive or undesirable. Choppleganger has been picking up steam in recent months after someone on social media apparently coined it last year. For example, a woman on TikTok claims people refer to her as Mick Jagger's Choppleganger and said, quote, "If you think someone has a Choppleganger, keep it to your dang self," end quote. That's right. Listen up, Gen Z. I thought you were the generation who were super in touch with not hurting anyone's feelings and all about positivity and you're beautiful, queen, whatever. See? You're just as judgy as the rest of us old grumps. Welcome to adulthood. And that is what's trending. Let's check sports.